So we're in the question of lending at interest. And we learned that the rabbinic word for interest is ribit, although in Torah it's referred to as neshech. And Rashi compares this to a bite of a snake. Interestingly, that of course there's a play on words here. A snake is nachash. So there's nashach and neshech, but there's something insidious and dangerous about lending at interest. And it comes out in the Gemara, but Rashi brings it out from the Tanchuma as well in his commentary. And we'll see that there are different types of interest. And the Mishnah begins to explore around, first with a very simple case. Hamalvet chavero, someone who lent money to his haver, to his fellow. And we learnt when we looked at the Pesukim that the purpose of a loan is to give charity to someone in the community. So lending is a communal activity. That's why we can't take interest. Hamalvet chavero, someone lends to his fellow, his friend. Lo yadur b'chatzero chinam. He can't live in his courtyard for free. So, in other words, obviously he can't receive interest, but he can't receive some kind of non-financial benefit in lieu of interest, like, for example, being able to live on his space for free. Lo yadur b'chatzero chinam v'lo yiskor mimenu b'fachot, and he can't rent from him at a reduced rate. If you rent at a discount from the person you've lent to, well, that's a little bit light. You're getting interest on your loan. You can't do that. Who repeat? It's interest. It's repeat. It's interest. We can't do that. What if we went the other way and we increased the price? So the Mishnah goes on. Marbim al hasachar ve'ein marbin al hamecher. You could actually increase rent, but you can't increase purchase price. And the Mishnah is going to ask Ketzad, well, how does that work? What's the distinction between rent and purchase price? So the Mishnah is going to bring two examples. So someone rented out a courtyard. Amarlo, he rented out the courtyard. He said, look, if you pay me up front, if you pay me now, then the rent is 10 selah per year. Eser slaim lashana, 10 sellers a year. V'im shel chodesh b'chodesh misela b'chodesh. If you're going to pay monthly, the rent is 1 selah per month, which is, of course, 12 selaim per year. And the Mishnah rules mutar. This is okay, apparently. And this seems to hinge upon the fact that the rent is not actually due until the end of the month. So this monthly rent is not due until the end of each month in the year. And offering a discount if he pays up front seems to be permitted. And then the Mishnah is going to draw an opposite case where actually we're increasing the price rather than reducing it. Machar lo et hasadeh. He sold him a field. So we're going to do a sale here. And of course, when we sell, title transfers immediately. This is not like a rental where effectively, I don't want to say title transfers because title doesn't transfer in a rental, but in a rental, the money isn't due until the end of each successive month. We sell a field, title transfers immediately. The money is due immediately. Machar lo et hasadeh ve'amar lo. He sold him the field and he said to him, if you pay me right now, if you pay me right now, it's going to be 1,000 zuz. V'im lagoren bishna bishneim asar maneh. If you pay me at the time of threshing, lagoren, if you pay me at the time that the crop hits the threshing floor, it's going to be 12 money. 12 money is 1,200 zuz. So he's going to charge you an extra 20% for the privilege of waiting until the time of the threshing floor. And of course, this is equivalent to, and the Mishnah rules straight away, asur. This is forbidden. He gets the, because he gets the use of the field. He gets the use of the field for free for the extra 1,200 for the extra 200 zuz. But there are situations where the seller seems to be able to conduct this kind of transaction. And the Mishnah just goes through two other examples. Someone sold a field, and the buyer gave him some of the money. And he said to the buyer, pay me the rest of the price whenever you wish, and then take what is yours. So it sounds as though the title, well, is the title changing at the time of the part price is paid, or is it changing when the final price is paid? And the expression v'tolet shelcha, then take what's yours, suggests that actually the buyer is paying up front for this field, but the seller retains the benefit of it until the transaction is completed. So one way of looking at it is that the seller actually has the benefit of the money in exchange for use of the field. Another way of looking at it might be that the seller is paying for late payment by handing over the produce which the field consumes until then. And either way, the Mishnah just rules asur. We can't do that. That's a tricky situation, although the Bartanura makes the point that the Gemara, the Bartanura quoting the Gemara says, Adkan ribit k'tzutzami kan ve'elech avak ribit. This is avak ribit. It's the dust of interest. So these are, it's an edge case. It's an edge case, but it is still forbidden. However, there are situations where this is possible. So the Mishnah is going to close on something which is permitted. Hilvahu al sadehu. Someone lent someone money on the security of the field. So this is a classic secured loan without interest, by the way. This is a classic secured loan without interest. If you don't pay back, if you don't give me the money, if you don't repay the loan within 3 years, the field is mine. i.e., I'm going to seize the security of this loan in 3 years if you don't repay me. And the Mishnah rules, harehi shelo, the field, the field is his, it transfers title. And that's how Beitus or Boitus, this is how Beitus ben Zenun used to do al pi chachamim, with the consent of the sages. So this is a transaction that looks like a forward purchase of the field, but actually it's a secured loan. And the rabbis seem to agree it's a secured loan. And we can see that for social considerations, remember that the rabbis always want to encourage lending. So they want to encourage the possibility of a secured loan. In that situation, it seems the sages seem to have permitted it, and the halakha permits it.